is a framework for all your Tkinter based projects. This framework lets you create/open an account. This also gives version control by checking for updates and allowing the user to update. This is also a responsive design. So this framework all starts with the toolbar at the top. This contains a file and help drop-down. This file drop-down has a new and open button. What the new button does is that it creates a new account. What the open button does is that it allows a user to select an account from their PC. This is useful when you're changing PC and you need to use that account. Now the help has an about and check for updates button. The about has a logo of my channel and the version number and release date. Check for updates is a really good feature. What it does is that it goes to GitHub, gets a version number and compares it with the current app's version number. If the version number is the same, then it says it's fine. If not, then it gives a button to update. So up here we have the libraries. And then going down here we have where the class is created. So let's get on to the first function. So at the top of the first function, it deletes everything that was on the window before it. So then down here we have the labels, which is this, the label here and here. So let's go down here. So this is where the window is resized. So there's an options.csv where all the accounts are listed. So if the options.csv isn't there, then it will create one. And if it is already there, it'll just bypass that part. So this part I'll go on to later. So now it creates a menu bar at the top. It creates this part here. So then the file menu here is the first drop down, which contains these two, the open account and create account. Then here we have the help one, which has the about and on check for updates. Now the footer at the bottom over here. So this footer here, so this is where the footer is created and this is where the writing is of the footer. Okay, so now let's go to the next function. So this function is the one that displays a path. So what it does is that it shows all the paths that are in the options.csv. So first it goes to options.csv and makes sure it is actually there. And then after that it checks the rows if the rows are correctly represented. And then it creates the framework. So then it displays the paths. Just simply displays the paths without the buttons. And then if the actual path exists, it gives an open option. And if the path doesn't exist, it gives a remove option. So now let's go to the open folder function. So what the open folder function does is that when you press the open button over here, it just takes you to a screen where you can edit what you want and what you want the account to actually be like. So let's say you want to list all the things like input your, let's say for example, it's a expense tracker. So you're going to put input your item you bought, input your category, input how much it costs, and all of that. Now let's go to the remove button. So what the remove button does is that when you press remove, it completely removes it from here, and it doesn't show it here anymore. So let's just press remove. Look, it's disappeared.
Okay, so now let's go to the open_account function. So what this function does, when you press the file button, there is an open option. When you press the open option, it allows you to open an account. So there's two options right here, but they're changeable. I will show you later on in this part. So let's go to download a zip. So as you can see, I got these from download a zip. So let's press EEE. So this is unselected, so it will show it. But if we select something already selected, watch what happens. It says the selected folder is already on our list. So you can't already double the ones that are selected. You can't double the ones that are selected, but you can add more. So this is how you change it. So you go comma and then put bracket. So in the bracket you need 2 apostrophes. So let's do the first one, and let's do text files. And then after apostrophe, put a comma, and then do apostrophes again, and put a star symbol, .txt. Now let's see what happens. Let me just close this code. Run it again. As you can see, let's go to open, and now it's 3 options. Let's go. Okay, so now let's go to the create account screen and the create account function. So what these functions do is, so they're a combined function. So the create account screen function is the function that actually creates the screen for this. So it creates the widgets like the create account name, the buttons and everything like that. So then now we go to the create account, the actual create account function, not the screen one. So what this does is that it uses all the details you input and creates an account for you. So let me show you. So it asks for the name. It asks for the name, password, confirm password. If it doesn't have any one of those details, it rejects the created account. So let me show you. Let me go, and then I just make the password. Password did not match because it's not there. And if we do make the password match and put no name, username or password can't be empty. Let's go Ronaldo. And just press this. So if you press cancel here, it will say you must select a folder. So let's go select a folder. So let me go. Okay, now we've created that. So now this is look in detail what the actual thing behind it is. So all the process behind it. So here we have, it checks if the password or username is not there, or if the passwords do not match. And then here it gives the option to select a folder. And if a folder is not selected, it will give the error saying you must select a folder. And if it already exists, it will say the database already exists because I'm making a database. And it creates a password file where it stores a password. Then it adds it to the options.csv. So look, it added to the options.csv. And this is inside the database. And that's everything you really need to know. Okay, so now let's go to the about. So in the about is where you go to the help, where you press help and then press about. So what the about has inside it is it has the date of it, my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna add the version number and the release date. So it just shows the details about this project and everything, about the program. And then you can say you can't change its size because there's a place where I put you can't make it resizable. So if I put this true, don't mind that. Press help, about, let's bring it over. And now look, wait, not that way, this way. I can resize it. The coding side of it is that it just shows the image. I link an image with it. I'll put that in my GitHub, and then it does the labels here. If it fails to load the image, it will just give you an error message. And then I assume that you might have not changed the ending of the image properly, maybe the type of image properly, or you can try doing a new image. And yeah, that's about the about. On to the last 2 functions. So these are the last 2 functions. So what they do is that, so it's a check for update system. So it automatically updates it from GitHub. So there are 3 parts with this function, and if you go to updater.py, it's the whole updater. So the way this works is that, let me just open the exe. So the exe is open, yeah? So you press help, check for updates. When you press click to update, it'll give a prompt and you'll print a line here. If a line isn't printed here, you'll have to reopen and try again. So it says waiting for the main application to close. So you press OK, closes it. Now look what happens here. So you done that? And see, it changed.
Okay, let's get into the details of the code. So let's start with the onCheck for updates function. So over here it creates a window. Yeah, we know that. And then so here you put your current version. So I put 1. So if I change that to 2, watch what happens. Actually, never mind. Let's keep that as 1. Okay. So you put your URL. So let me give you an example. So here, so this is my URL to find my version number. So it's gonna be SBP Electronics. This is my repro, so it's gonna be my versions, and then this I've already got that sorted, and then you have to write this end part, and then it finds a version. So let me go. Let me go here. So it checks if you're allowed to go in it using your token. So if your token is expired, it won't allow you to go in it. So you must make sure your token is never going to expire. And I'll show you how to create a token after this. So then it sends it back and forth, just to make sure it gets the right content. And then over here, so this is where it checks for this part, and then it looks for the number after it. So what you can do is you write your application name here, and you write your application name here. Then you do a dash, like exactly like this. It must not be a single difference. If there's a difference, it won't work. And then you do v point, and then you write your version. So it could be 2, 4, whatever number it is. And then if it doesn't find it, if it's not like that, it will say in file invalid format and won't allow you to do it. By the way, this is for you to code yourself. This is not an example, like you can use it. This is for you to code. And then now the click to update button. So what this does is that it sends you to download an updating exe function. So let's go to that function now. So over here, so it's a download exe URL. So you want to go to and it must be a zip file. I'll tell you why after this. So it's going to be your account name, SPP Electronics, my versions. By the way, you do your own one, not my one, obviously. Blog main, zip file location, you write the zip file location over here. And then it goes to, so if it checks that the updated.exe is there with you, so it must be an exe. So this is for an exe, not a, so you can't test the actual updater in the normal code. You have to change it to an exe and do all that testing. It's annoying, but it's part of practice. So then it checks if it's there. If it's not there, it won't allow you to do. It won't allow you to update. If it is there, then it will allow you to update. So it will send a message out. As it showed earlier. The update will close. Send the thingy, not the thingy. Send the prompt to close it, and then if it doesn't work, it'll say it failed. Now let's go to the update.py. The update.py. This is a very big part. So if it just someone randomly presses on it, it won't allow it because it gets past data. So let me show you where it gets past data. It gets past the data on the something's hidden in here. Okay, it gets past the data. See, so it passes that data, the current exe path, to the updated.py. So it knows where the current exe is, so we can switch it. And then, so this is when it just randomly presses. It will give a pop up, and it won't say anything on it. So it will just. So if you press it, then nothing will happen. I'll just give a message and it'll turn off. So now let's get into the main part. So downloading the file, go to GitHub and download the file. Just downloading the zip file. So here's a method of extracting it. That's why you need to do it as zip. There's a specific method that I put in there that makes it a zip. And you all should know how to make a zip folder. But if you don't, then the method of making a zip folder. So you go to your exe location. You click on it, right click on it, and you go to send to, compress zip folder, and then it gets sent to a zip folder. Let's just leave that now. Okay, so it's going to extract it, and then it's going to, this is if it's just randomly open, then it's going to take in the details of the sent info. It's going to take in the details of sent info. By the way, none of this has happened yet. It's going to be called at one point. So it goes here. So wait, so you know the message that just popped up? This is the message. No, this is the message that prints. The message that popped up is in this code. So it finds the exe location, and then it downloads it. So where did it download it? So it downloads it here. Can you see download file? It done that over here. After it says download a new version, then after it says extracting the download zip to the main which is the location of the exe, then it extracts it, and then it removes this. So it removes the zip file it removes the zip file, and then it gives a message, and then it switches it automatically. So that's all you need to really know about coding the exe. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to make a token. So to make a token, you need to go to GitHub and press your logo at the top right. So then you go to settings, and then in settings, scroll down to the bottom, and then you press developer settings. So then after you go into developer settings, you go personal access tokens. So then you go to finely grained tokens, and I got 2 tokens. This one has expired because I done something silly on it, but then this one is a permanent token, so it has no expiry date. I am not going to go to that because it's on personal data. So I hope this has helped you and you could use it in your Tkinter based projects. If you have any problems, just jot it down into the comments. Thank you.